Future market of electronic payment in 2030. What is e-payment by the definitions? That's a way of making transactions or paying for goods and services through an electronic medium. It is also called digital online payment system. How has technology affected digital payment? The penetrations of technology into payment system began at the year of 1970. The next following decades, technology had transformed payment system until today becoming exponentially growing. Previously, banks are the only payment service being offered. But in today's situations, there is a rise of more vibrant ecosystem. Supply analysis. The bar graph shows the investment value over e-payment from 2014 until 2018. There is a growing trend over period, except a slight fall in 2017. But the investment value for the following year was risen by almost 3 times. Today we are facing global competitions. To gain competitive advantages, we need to increase value-added activities. One of the ways is by offering e-payment. By that, companies can get advantages of customer experiences, costs, and data records. Therefore, the supply curve tends to be inelastic as a shift in price doesn't drastically influence quantity supply or the overall supply of electronic payment. Non-price determinants of supply. The major of government across the world has given stimulus for players to invest for digital payment solutions and would likely to continue providing stimulus in the future. Technology also would be more personalized across devices and applications and would likely be developed furthermore in the next 10 years. Number of sellers. More and more financial corporations are investing in financial technology companies, realizing that innovations are necessary in order to stay afloat. Skilled human resources that related to financial technology is projected to increase to 45 million people in 2030. Next, we will discuss demand analysis. The chart shows the growth of annual transaction value of e-payment over 50% from 2017 to 2019. Similarly, the number of e-payment users increased more than 1 million in the same period. The study had been done to learn the reasons why people use e-payment. The major reason is the easiness to use, which is at 43.4% and followed by good prices at 15.4%. So electronic payment service has a downward sloping demand curve. Higher prices will result in a decreased quantity demanded and lower price will result in an increase in quantity demanded. Knowledge of Internet is classified as one of non-price determinants of demand for e-payment. It is predicted that 53% of global populations are familiar to Internet by 2030. Population is significantly related to the potential market size of the service. By the next 10 years, world population is expected to increase by 1 billion. Customer expectations. Today, customers have been accustomed to highly interactive user experience, and increasingly customers are demanding a similar hassle-free experience for their payments needs. Demographic. The most users that use e-payment is millennial, and in the next 10 years, millennial has a bigger share as much as 40% of world populations. Now let's look at demand and supply curve. Changes in government regulations, new technologies, number of sellers, skilled human resources will cause an entire supply curve shift to the right because of increasing market supply. And changes in internet knowledge, population, customer expectations, and demographic will cause a demand curve shift to the right too. The demand shift significantly increase as people would likely adapt cashless payment in the next 10 years. By necessity, payment acceptance strategies are moving to the forefront of business model considerations affecting operating issues that go beyond cash flow. Additionally, today's pandemic condition has largely accelerated the digital habits in the terms of online markets and remote jobs. So 10-year market forecast for digital payment would likely increase in quantity, but the price remains uncertain. Opportunities of e-payment is the first one is expanding scope and diversification. The industry began with a strong focus on payment applications, money transfers, and lending, but the industry has already expanded into more than 30 areas and would develop more. And by using less paper, the environmental impact on forests, energy use, climate change emissions, water, air, and other pollutions could be reduced. At the same time, there are some issues. In the terms of sustainability, overconsumed energy needs to get into considerations. It is impossible to make electronic payment without connecting to the internet and computers processing large amounts of data. Cybersecurity such as online fraud, information theft, and malware or virus attacks are also increasing. Increased real-time transaction will expose banks to potentials and new cyber threats in the form of real-time fraud and money laundering.